Press conference, dink ek. Jy get dit nou.
Hi guys, and welcome to SoccerKalitzStyle. As you know, the show that brings you all the latest in football and football-related news. And today we're gonna have a look at the first match of the season, which is usually Arsenal. I don't know why, but yeah, these last couple of years, the first match has always been Arsenal. Maybe Mr. Rodi can help us. Hi Rodi, how are you, man?
I'm fantastic, Derek. Thank you for having me on the show, man. Can't complain.
Great stuff, man. Rodi, can you please tell me why do we always get the first fixture of the season? Why? Why are we always the people to kick off the season?
I think it's because alphabetically we are the first team on the log, starting with the name A, and probably because we're the best team in the world.
Hey, that is
No,
that is that is that is up for
it's a
discussion.
big
Listen, Rod,
statement. It's a big
it's a big
statement.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Roddy, today we're streaming to YouTube, so we're not streaming to Facebook. So I'm not anticipating too much of engagement from other viewers. But if there's
Yes.
anyone out there who's gonna attend us, please leave your comment in the comment section and let us know where you're watching the show from. But as you know, we
Okay.
go forward, we go forward, we go forward. And I'm heading straight into the
Definitely.
first question, my man. Is the question that I posed to you, Arsenal versus Brentford. What has gone wrong in recent years for opening fixtures for Arsenal?
Look, last season or in the past couple of years, the opening day fixtures, it all comes down to preparation, pre-season games and so onwards. If Arsenal Football Club is ready to start the season off with a banger, I must say for the past couple of seasons they've been winning um games, especially teams who only started playing in the league after coming from championship. But I remember a couple of seasons ago whenever Arsenal plays against the big boys, then we always tend to lose our opening games. I think the last opening game was against Liverpool, I think. There was a game against Liverpool. I think that's the season when Klopp started. We started off so badly, where Mane scored that beautiful goal on the opening day. But the other games, I must say, we started off well. We had Leicester, we had, I think, Fulham last
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
So yeah, we've been having great opening fixtures, but beyond that, I must say it all depends on if the team is ready, if they made proper preparations, if they have a game plan, if they have a proper team that's ready to start off the season.
Okay, cool, man. So I'm taking
Yeah.
you into the Premier League 2018 season, Arsenal's games, the first round. Leicester, we won them 4-3
Yes.
on the day. We won them 4-3 on the day,
Yes.
which was one of our better results in recent years. Let us just have a quick look at the 2019 one because I think we did have a lose against newly freshly promoted teams there. So let us just check round one. We had Manchester City on the 2018-2019 season. We lost
Yes.
0-2. That meant automatically we were already 3 points behind. How do we come
Yes.
back from that? How do we come back from not losing the opening fixtures? Listen, man, I'm not gonna dwell too much on Manchester City. We know what they are. So
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say
I mean,
anything
it's
about it.
it's It's all based on tactics. It's all based on game plan, you know. If you want to improve your team, if you want to have a good start to the season, you must be able to win your first 10 games, you know. That will define where you will be laying on the log. I always say after 15 games, you can see where your club is heading towards. So if you don't have good performances in the first 15 games, then it's too bad for your club that they will be ending um, at the mid-table or so. And that's what happened last season with Arsenal. They've been having a run of form of losing games, and this season's going against them the first couple of games, and that is what gave them that position last season where they are, because they came back in the last couple of games of the season to make up for all their losses and for all those bad results.
Yeah, let's hope so, man. Listen, we also had in the 2019-2020 season Newcastle away, which we won 1-0, which was not too bad.
Yes,
Um, let us just. I'm looking for specific things. I'm thinking it was around about the 2020-21 season when
we
was it? Who came there and
we
won us?
played
Fulham.
Fulham.
Yeah,
Fulham.
Fulham came
No,
there.
we won.
Oh,
We
three
won
zero. Yeah,
Fulham
three
on the
zero.
yes, we won Fulham in the first game. But it was the season where we played Liverpool. I think that was 2017 or 2016 or 2018. I remember that season so well because Mane started playing for Liverpool and he scored the first his first Liverpool goal, which was a brilliant goal. But
Why do
yeah, yes,
why do players always have to come up against us and show their best form? I remember a time when Marcus Rashford came on from out of nowhere. No one even knew this boy. He just came and he synced us that day. Do you remember Marcus Rashford's debut?
yes, and he scored, yes,
So why do you think and to be honest with you, I didn't see the preseason games. We had two losses, two wins and two losses. The last two losses were probably more hurtful than the others because we had Chelsea where we dominated the game for a while and then Partey got injured and then our game plan
yes.
went out of the window. We had Tottenham, where we were also most dominantly on the game, and then Tottenham was just clinical with Son after another switching off of us. The same as Chelsea, we gave them a goal. Tammy Abraham scored against us. Is it a case of the same old Arsenal again this season?
I think it's more or less it's very similar team to last season, so I don't think they strengthened too well in those positions where we were lacking last season. Because it's very clear to see that when your star players or your players are injured, we don't have any backup to cover in those positions. And even if they would reserve the starting team, the guys who's the reserves, they are just not good enough in those positions, and that is what cost Arsenal Football Club every single game because they don't have that type of players that can come off the bench and make a difference. You look at the Man City teams and so onwards, those guys have two squads, first team squads, and they have players in the respective positions and guys who can really make an impact and a difference on the day. So we as Arsenal Football Club we lack that on our bench because um, if our star players are out, that means that's also the end of a good performance on the day,
Okay,
and
cool,
that is
man.
where the problem is.
Yeah. So if you would quickly allow me, Roddy, to just pull up some stats regarding the game of Brentford versus Arsenal. So the number 50 is very significant. Brentford will be the 50th different team to play in the Premier League and the 10th from London. Just 11 of the previous 49 have won their first ever gaming competition. Seven. This will be the first league meeting between us and Brentford since May 1947, a match that we won 1-0. Listen, man,
Yes,
I'm really afraid of this Brentford and especially this Tony guy that I'm hearing so much about. And I really don't know what to expect from this team because they are such a new team to us. And as Arteta clearly said that they have a clear direction in which they want to play and what they want to do. And these teams don't have any respect for us anymore.
yes. Um, look, I think last year, I think we played them in the FA Cup or something like that, in some type of cup. There was one player that really stood out for me from Brentford, was Ben Rama. Ben Rama or something like that. I think he's called Ben Rama. He plays for West Ham now. They bought him from Brentford. He was a brilliant forward. He took them out of the championship. He actually let them play championship playoffs, and they lost the final game. But yeah, these type of teams, they are hungry. They want to from the get go. They wanna get their first 3 points, their first taste of a victory in the league. But you know what? It all comes down to experience. The same happened to Fulham last season. They played against Arsenal the first game and we humbled them. So it's all down to what team is composed, what team is got a game plan, what team is ready to start off the league. And I'm sure Arsenal's ambition this season is to have a good start, to try and not um, make those mistakes of last season. So they need to see off the game. They need to take the 3 points and be ready for the big boys, the Chelseas, the Man Cities, and compete against those teams because Arsenal is a big club and they need to put on those big club pants now and try and perform this season. Seeing that they are only playing in England this season is a good opportunity for them to try and get into top four and compete with those big teams.
Most definitely, man. Those guys in the picture, Pepe, Aubameyang, El Nini, and Tierney. We know what we get from Tierney. We know what we get from Pepe. Um, just to give the stat, Nicolas Pepe finished last season scoring 5 goals in 3 games, netting a brace in our final 2 games of the season. Very brilliant.
Yes.
But the other two in the middle, Aubameyang and El Nini, they are worrying. They are really worrying me.
Yes.
Aubameyang is worrying me. El Nini is not good enough. Would you start
Yes.
Aubameyang tonight? If you were Arsenal manager, would you start Aubameyang tonight on the left hand side, or would you throw Martinelli in there?
Well, there's been today there was some news based on Aubameyang. Apparently, if he fell sick, he's ill. He's not going to play today's game. Him and Lacazette. So that gives opportunity for the young guns to start the game. So the news are in just like a couple of hours ago. I was just reading a tabloid of a Arsenal fan base club um, news where they were saying Aubameyang is sick, Lacazette is sick. So I think it's a good opportunity for Balogun or for Martinelli to step up and take this opportunity to showcase their qualities. And yeah, so Aubameyang won't be starting this match. Hopefully, he will be fit for Chelsea's match. Derek.
Okay, thank you very much, Roderick. We have this guy who's going to ref the game again, Mr. Martin Atkinson. Um, is he for Arsenal or against Arsenal?
Martin Atkinson, I'm not a big fan of him. What I can tell you is you can expect some yellow cards. You can expect him to reach out to his pocket. I know this guy is, when it comes to Arsenal playing, this guy doesn't have a good record being the official. But yeah, let's see in this game. We just need to be composed and we need to be disciplined. No late tackles, and I hope Zaka is super disciplined today and he doesn't go out to players recklessly and tackle them. So yeah, expect a couple of yellow cards. That I can tell you. If the game is if it's what do you call it, a super opening game, then yeah, you can expect some cards from him.
Okay, cool, man. There's the danger man in the picture, striker Ivan Toney. He 33 goals last season before adding 2 more in the playoffs. He's an excellent all-round striker capable of linking up play, running in behind and scoring goals over his head. This guy is a real threat. How are we going to deal with him
Yes,
tonight? With Gabriel Magalhaes not in the team, so we're probably stuck again with Holding and Pablo Mari combination. Or probably I would start Ben White. Oh no,
definitely.
I wouldn't start Ben White against him because
I,
he's a
I
physical guy.
I would say I think what Arsenal's gonna do is they're gonna start Chambers, they're gonna start Murray, and they're gonna have Tierney and perhaps Ben White on the wings, but it could possibly change because this guy is a threat, so you need a physical player that's gonna be around him. So yeah, unfortunately Gabriel is injured, like you said. He would have been a perfect player to keep this guy at bay. But yeah, it also means if Ben White starts, then we can see what Ben White brings to the team. I know he's the attacking type of defender, but at the same time, he's also good defending. So yeah, Chambers would be that guy. Although I'm not a big fan of him, but I think he would be the guy that can keep this danger man outside the box and prevent him from scoring any goals.
Okay, cool. The opposition. Brentford played a high tempo or plays a high tempo aggressive style of football, incorporating a high defensive line and aiming to dominate possession. Managers Thomas Frank usually has two formations which is switched in between. The last season it was 4-3-3 and now it's 3-4-1-2. But the basic approach doesn't change significantly. So in other words, he's playing that Tony guy
Yes,
and the guy that you spoke about as his front three. With this type of high tempo aggressive style of football, this it sounds the same like the type of play that Sheffield used to incorporate.
yes. You can see this is a high line type of attacking team. So when they play 3-4-1-2, that means only one thing. They try to be defensively as well
Solid.
as attacking. So they gonna try and push out from the back and play a very high line with their forwards. So we need to be on the lookout for that. Actually, that is where Arsenal is very dangerous. When teams are pressing up high, when Arsenal is on the counter, and we know there's a few couple of players with pace who can really hurt you. So the likes of Saka, Pepe, Martinelli. So if this team is pushing up high and they fail to score, then they can expect a counter attack from Arsenal because Arsenal also play out from the back and those quick counter attacks. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice match to watch, and obviously it's gonna be exciting for Brentford to start their first game. So they're gonna try and give their best and do the best on the day.
Okay. I'm going to give you some team news. The injury list. Partey is out, as we know, and Ketia is out, and also Gabriel, which are actually three significant players for us, first team players for that special fact. And
Yes,
Partey, injury prone. I don't want to go too much into him. Gabriel came from the Olympics with a gold medal, and now he's injured. So let's hope and see. I hope he gets well soon. The boss is in the picture, and let us just read a little quote of what the boss had to say. I always said they are the soul of this club, and we need them and the impact they can have, it cannot be quantified. It is so powerful. We have an advantage over the other teams because of the fans and support of what we have. We have to use it. This is now Mikel Arteta speaking on the return of the fans.
yes.
Do you think that having the fans back? Do you think that having the fans back will really make that type of a significant change in the dynamic of the football club?
Definitely, Derek. Fans normally spurs the players on to play even better, and that gives the players confidence. Knowing that there is a 13 man standing behind them, that boosts their confidence also on the day. You can see this. I mean, this is the football world. If you don't have fans, your team is not performing as they should. You go to the likes of Liverpool, you go to those type of stadiums, and you can see the difference the fans make on the day. So yeah, definitely it's a good thing to have the fans back. Even though Arsenal's ticket sales are the most expensive in the league, but yeah, it would be great to see some fans at the Emirates. The Emirates, not at the Emirates, they're playing at Brentford, but yeah,
Yes,
it will be very nice to see the fans back on in the English Premier League.
most definitely. Your thoughts on the transfer window so far? Has Arsenal done good business? And who are you expecting to come in
For Arsenal now or overall?
for Arsenal? For Arsenal.
One player that I would like to see, which I think I don't know why it's so difficult, but I would like James Madison. If it's not James Madison, it's either Asum Awa, or Martin Odegaard. So we just need that creative midfielder because I think Emil Smith, is not gonna be enough for Arsenal because imagine if he gets an injury, then we don't have that type of player in the midfield that can create. So we need a player who we know we can trust, that we know have experience, that can play in that midfield role in front of Partey. So yeah, definitely a medicine would be a bonus for Arsenal. Um, and then also a striker. If we can get Medicine and Martinez, Laturo Martinez from Inter, yeah, that would be really good business for Arsenal. But let's keep our fingers crossed. The transfer window only ends end of August, so let's see if we can pull a rabbit out of a hat here.
So, at 1:30 today, Odegaard bid has been prepared. Arsenal are set to make a formal offer for Martin Odegaard after the
Yes.
Norwegian has signaled his intent to move. Coach Ancelotti is also in favor of this move. We spoke about this boy last season. We don't need to go too much into
Yes.
detail about him. The question that I have for you is, if you have to choose between him and okay, yes, the Aubameyang news also. If you had to choose between him and Maddie, who would you choose?
I would choose Medicine just because Medicine's got that Premier League experience. He's a gal player. He creates. He can score. Odegaard I was watching him. He's not ready for the Premier League yet. He is a good player. 100%. But I think Medicine just gives you that extra bit of creativity and goals as well. So I would really go in for Medicine, to be honest.
Okay, so Aubameyang is out. Basuma, there's an update on Basuma. So Graham Potter has admitted he cannot control Basuma's future with Arsenal's interest in the Brighton midfielder. I seem to have been speaking about Basuma for quite some time, but he's still here. I can't control the future. Yusuf is with us. He's happy and smiling. He wants to play and keep on improving his career. He's our player, and while he's here, we will do our best to help him. So, man, why do we still need to go for him if we have Albert Sambi Lokonga? Roddy?
Sorry, you just broke up and the line just broke there now.
Okay, no, I wanted to ask you. This still speaks about Arsenal wanting to finish this deal for Basuma, but my
Yes.
question is, we have seen what Lokonga is all about in this preseason games.
Yeah.
We've seen the type of brilliance he has. He's a like for like replacement for Thomas Partey, only a younger version that can still adapt his game. So why would we still be
Yes.
moving in for Basuma at this point of time if we already have Lokonga? Is it not going to
I
hamper the development and growth of Lokonga?
I don't think so because for me, how I saw Lakonga's when Lakonga came in was that he's a replacement for Zaka. So if we can replace Zaka, we have Lakonga. But now Zaka was meant to move to Roma, but they extended his contract now. So Basuma really would be a perfect replacement for Partey because now Partey's injured. So who's gonna play in Partey's position? We don't have that CDM that can really be defensive. The guy can cover box to box. So Basuma is a perfect example of a Thomas Partey type of player. So I would say I would take Basuma. I will go in the transfer market and just purchase him from Brighton, and then we have a backup there in the midfield.
Cool, man. My second last question for you is, where can Arsenal realistically end this season?
I think, like I said in the beginning of this live stream, if Arsenal performs and plays well their first 15 games, they always have this curse of playing badly come December, Christmas time, New Year's time, and that alters their position end of the season. So if they can pull off this year, going to January, let's say after 15 games, have good results, I could really see them being in the top four, trying to get a Champions League position. I won't. I'm gonna be very skeptical now. I don't think they would be contenders for the title because there are really teams out there like Man Cities and those type of teams that are really going to be strong this season. So I'm gonna predict us to be in the top four. I cannot say which position if it's gonna be one or four, but I know if we have the first 15 games that is good, we can end up in the top three. But for now, I'm gonna say top four.
Okay, Rodi, can you see the screen that I'm sharing?
Yes,
This is the Arsenal fixtures, man. You spoke about the first
yes,
15 games. Can I give you a little example of our first 15 games or 10 games?
yes,
First up, we
yes,
have Brentford versus Arsenal. Then we go up
yes,
against Chelsea. Then we go up against City. Then we go up against the newly promoted and very invigorated Norwich City. Then we go up
yes,
against Son Dice, very difficult team to break down. We then go
yes,
up against Tottenham Hotspurs, who recently won us. Then we go up
yes,
against Brighton, who's not a play in the park by any means. We go to Crystal Palace, we know what they're all about. Aston Villa after that, which have really strengthened. We go to the Wembley Shield and FA Cup holders, Leicester City. And right after that, we go
yes,
to a newly promoted Watford. And after that, we go to Liverpool. That's the first 10
yes.
games. Our season can end in that first 10 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I also looked at the fixtures. I think in December we have kind of we don't play any big six type of team. We play like all these mid-table teams, and that is where we can actually get good results and in the December curse, like I said, we can win all of those games. I think it's about 5 or 6 games in December because I know it's a busy period that time of the season. So yeah, the first 10 games looks very tough, but I mean if you don't have European football, if you don't have any of those competitions to focus on, you can really invest your time to focus on the league only and get the best out of your players to play every week in and out and try and fight for that first team selection. So Arteta's got a lot of work on his hands. He really needs to try and find a way to motivate this team and to kick on to get that top four position.
Okay, man. So we're taking a look quickly at the Fantasy Premier League as our last part of the show. We just like to
Yes,
quickly discuss with you the Fantasy Premier League of the members of Soccer Style. Let me just get the right banner underneath running. Yeah.
yes,
So the members of Soccer Style have decided, with the help of Ashton, of course, because the members wanted all the players, but we were something like 30 whatever points over budget, and we couldn't afford all of these.
yes,
So at the end of the
yes,
day, we decided on these guys, which we spoke about last night on the show. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you very much for your comments and engaging in the
yes,
show. I think it was a nice show. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
yes.
I missed you on the show, in actual fact, but yeah, we can
Yeah,
still do one. Here we have
yeah,
our first viewer now even coming while we are busy finishing it off. But let me just ramble quickly through the team. So we have Martinez and Foster at the back. We have Ailing,
yes,
Alexander Arnold, Semiskas, Diaz, and Shaw. We have Grealish, Basuma, Rafinha, Salah, and Fernandez. We have Ings,
yes.
Perica, and Wood. Do you think that team is good enough for us for the moment, as we can most make changes as we want to make changes through the season? But do you think that's a good enough team for us to send in the first week?
I think for the first week, it should be okay because I look at these players and they look like players who are starting normally in their squads. Chimikas from Liverpool, I'm not too sure because I think maybe Gomez or Van Dijk is gonna start. But yeah, most majority of the players look like the ones that will start the first game and that you know is gonna give a good performance. I think with Danny Ings, obviously he's now a Villa player. Parika and Wood, I'm not so sure about those two guys, but the rest of the squad looks solid. And yeah, I think in my squad I've Martinez as well. I think Martinez is gonna be a brilliant goalkeeper this season again. So I will be having him every week in and out on the team. So yeah, this team looks solid, and I can just say there's gonna be a lot of points here for these guys. The guy that I'm looking forward to play is Jack Grealish, obviously. I really want to see what he's made of because they're playing the first game against Tottenham, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
Okay, Roddy. Just my last little thing that I want to share with you is my team for the weekend as we finish off the show. Let me just
Yes,
minimize this a little bit so that you can see. Let me put it in the block right. Now you can see my team. So I have Martinez at the back, which I
yes,
know is going to start. I have Luke Shaw there because I think he's going to be giving assists, and I know he's going to be starting for Manchester United this weekend. The same with Maguire. Then for tonight's
yes,
game, I have Ben White in the team, which I think needs
yes,
to be in that team in order for us to perform. Then I have Alexander Arnold on the left hand side. Should actually swap the places. I should actually swap
yes.
these two guys, but I don't know how to swap them now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
because they play, you can switch. There's a thing. Yeah, you can
okay.
actually switch. There is a formation panel where you can switch the. But you can change the players. That's not a problem.
Okay, I'm just gonna switch those two. Then I have Saka. I think my boy's gonna perform tonight. I think he's in the starting lineup and he's
Yes,
also gonna give an assist. Grealish is obvious
yes,
over the weekend. Mohamed Salah, we know what we're gonna get with Salah when he plays.
yes,
Him and Alexander Arnold. Then I have Vardy as captain, which because I think he's gonna score a lot of goals. I
definitely.
played a triple boost on the captain, so I'm going to make him captain for 3 weeks. Iniacho and then
Yes,
Troy Deeney. I have a fighter there, which I think Troy
yes,
Deeney is going to show no respect to Villa, man. I think he's
yes,
going to show no
yes,
respect to Villa. And then Iniacho versus
definitely.
Wolves, I think they are going to get some goals there. And then on the bench, I have Runason because he's a cheap option and I needed just a backup keeper.
Yes,
Then I have Kante, Mason Mount, just because I don't like Chelsea players. That's why they're not in my starting lineup. They can sit on my bench. And then I have Connor
yeah,
Cody, very underrated but cheap,
yes,
cheap option, but a great
yeah.
captain.
I
So
think he's a captain at Wolves. Yeah.
yeah. Then you
Yeah.
like
Your
my
team
team. You like my
looks.
team.
Your team looks very well structured. You
Now
can
it's
see the
gone. It's
positions
gone.
as well.
It's
You can
gone. You
see the
can't see it
players.
anymore.
The players. They look quality. So quality players you have there. Um, I have very similar type of team. I just had to change one player, which is De Bruyne, which I didn't know was injured. But yeah, that team looks good. Derek.
Thank you, Roderick, man. Listen, Roddy, as always, it's been a pleasure, man, chatting to you. Yeah, and we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna do the watch along tonight. I think we're just gonna try and type of do a roundup over the weekend, maybe on Monday or somewhere when you're available. We can
Yes,
do like we always did weekend roundups. So I don't
yes,
think the first game week we're gonna have too much of watch alongs as the season progresses and we see that Arsenal are really starting to play good. Because I don't want people tonight. I just want to watch football. I don't want to be upset
yes,
if Arsenal do wrong stuff. You understand? So yeah, in the
yes.
first few weeks, I think we're just gonna continue without watch-alongs. But as the season progresses, we're definitely gonna bring in some more watch-alongs. And on Thursday night, as you know, 9 o'clock is the Fantasy Premier League. We will catch up and see who's leading the race in the soccer colored style league
And
and also
yes,
the overall league. So
yes.
thank you, Roddy, man. Anything else you want to add?
Now, I just want to say to all the Arsenal fans, guys, be positive. We're gonna win tonight. My prediction actually tonight is I think we're gonna win 3-0. Yeah, so we're gonna have a good performance tonight. I'm putting high results out there because I believe this team is gonna be they're gonna come good. They're gonna be better this season. So yeah, exciting times to have the Premier League back. So yeah, it's good to have football back, and yeah, I'm looking forward for tonight, man. I'm just very excited, even though I have to work, but still, I hope everyone have a good weekend. Everyone is safe. Everyone is with their families. And Derek, it's been an absolute pleasure to always be on the show. Yeah, I'm always excited. I'm always happy to be on Soccer Colored Styles live stream. So yeah, to all the fans, you guys know what to do. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I will be seeing you soon. Hopefully tonight or so. So yeah, Have a good day, everybody, and thank you, Derek.
It's a pleasure, Roddy, man. Guys, as you heard, like the man said, you know what to do. Smash the like button, hit the like button, join the pages, join the movement. Yeah, and that's our little story. This is hashtag SoccerKalitzStyle signing out.